Okay, 14, we want to find the first 5 terms of the sequence. Okay, so with A, we're given 2n minus 1. So all we're going to be doing is plugging in the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to make a table. So I want this to be n. So I'm going to let n be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So if I plug in a 1, 2 times 1 is 2, minus 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 1 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6, minus 1 is 5. You can see we're just counting by 2, so 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So in my first sequence, we're going to have 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. That will give us our first 5 terms. All right, on the second nth term, we have 5n minus 2. Okay, so I'm going to do this again. N, and then 5n minus 2. We're going to let n be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so 5 times 1 is 5, minus 2 is 3. All right, 5 times 2 is 10, minus 2 is 8. 5 times 3 is 15, minus 2 is 13. And as you look at this pattern, you can see it's adding 5 every time. So then we will be at 18, and then we will be at 23. So the first 5 terms of the second sequence will be 3, 8, 13, 18, and 23. Okay, so you might be noticing whatever number is multiplied by the n, that's the number that's being added every time. Okay. So I'm going to use that kind of knowledge to get the next few patterns. So the next one is 6n plus 1, 6n plus 1. Plug in a 1, 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 gives us 7. So if I add 6, I should be at 13. Let's try it. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. And just add 6, that will give us 19, 25, and 31. Okay, so we get 7, 13, 19, 25, 31. All right, and we got one more. This one is 3n squared minus 1. So we have to do some squaring this time. And all these you can plug in the calculator and see, but good to do as much as you can by hand. Gives you a better understanding. So 3n squared minus 1. Okay, so when I'm doing this, I'm doing multi-step. I'm having to take this number and square it, and then multiply it by 3, and then subtract 1. So 1 squared is 1, times 3 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So my first term is 2. This one is not going to follow that same thing I mentioned of counting by 3 because we have this squared factor. That's going to make a big difference. Okay, so now we're going to do 2 squared. It's going to give us 4. 4 times 3 is 12, minus 1 is 11. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27, minus 1 is 26. 4 squared is 16. 16 times 3 is 48, minus 1 is 47. And then 5 squared is 25, times 3 is 75. 75 minus 1, 74. Okay, so our 5 terms for the fourth one: 2, 11, 26, 47, and 74.